I'm James Taylor. I'm a Professor of Control Engineering at Lancaster University. The sorts of testing and evaluation that we're doing is in relation to nuclear decommissioning. So pipe cutting, a bit of a kind of standard example, material discrimination, manipulation of objects. So my core interest in the NCNR in connection to all of this is for the development of relatively straightforward control algorithms that you can implement using the existing commercial hardware and software, essentially off-the-shelf systems, but which our output would be an additional, and is an additional software framework that can better handle all the uncertainties involved, because classical approaches can often be quite slow and imprecise in this context. But the direction of travel for this is that the system will be self-adaptive, the calibration, the condition monitoring, the control design would all be updated online. Many of our projects that are focusing on particular applications of the robots have got an explicit industry partner, and you can see on our scientific outputs that there are co-authors from the NNL or Sellafield most typically. So I think that's good evidence that what we're doing is relevant to these end users. We have this quite fun example with a saw cutting through pipe. So we do have various visitors having a look at this system in action. And of course, there's a lot of interest both in the concept of as a whole, as well as the underlying algorithms for how to control this type of machine. We've used the Flexible Fund at Lancaster to take our research onto pipe cutting into a new direction that we hadn't originally built into the project. And it's about laser cutting. And the key feature is that it's about integrating the new trajectory planning and control algorithms and the vision algorithms, and also making use of both the ground-based robots and the unmanned aerial vehicles. And so the use of these funds has been really, really valuable to us to kind of head off the research in a really exciting area that's going to have a good application in the decommissioning context for pipe cutting. In terms of working with other hubs, the main interaction between my group and another hub is with RAIN, and in particular with researchers at Manchester University, such as Barry Lennox, who, like myself, has a control background. My colleagues at Lancaster in RAIN are working on sensors, whereas my group is working on robotics. And then Manchester is then kind of a third part of that triangle. So, I mean, we've had work about, for example, about detecting defects in pipelines using a combination of neutron and gamma ray detection. We've had work on developing robotic systems. So at Manchester, they do a lot of research on submersible systems. So that's come into some of our control and sensor development work. We've got quite a big list of researchers at Lancaster now, both the postdocs and PhD students, who have been working on a project in connection to the NCNR, either directly funded or not. And now that they've not gone off to work in the city or something, they're all working on robotics or nuclear related tasks. Some of them in industry, some of them in academia. And so when we've had some almost problems really with our kind of holding on to people, it's because they've gone on to some cases quite senior jobs in that area. So I mean, that's a good thing, isn't it?